top hats.
Oh, Kendrick Nunchucks. Remember that? That was a great time. Can't believe they didn't go for that. He did love the Bloomin' Onion, though.
Neither did Precious.
No, he thought it was terrible. Precious, are you serious? Well, listen, I'm not going to talk back to him now. He's a big star. Just shut down Joel Embiid and cooked him. They're freaking out at WIP. I got to get some more of this stuff for you guys. They're freaking out on James Harden. I love it. Apparently, Joel Embiid threw him under the bus yesterday. He's
really?
like, he's not being himself, and that's on the coach to tell him to shoot more. I was like, ooh.
Guess what? It's not like KD and him didn't. KD was a little upset with him too.
Oh yeah. Well, dude, what has he lasted? Like 1 year with every superstar tandem he's been with? Like he does not. People don't like. It was him and Russ, and him and Chris Paul, and him and Kevin Durant, and him and Kyrie, and him and Dwight.
Oh, I forgot him and Russ were together.
That's
Houston,
right. That's right.
That feels like forever.
I know Russ has been on like 9 teams.
Well, that was the year they lost to the Warriors down 3-1.
No, that was Chris Paul.
It was Chris Paul.
That was
Chris Paul.
Yeah, and then him and Chris Paul had a falling out, and
there's that great video where Chris Paul put his like we in this together, and he slapped his hand away.
Yep.
Here's the deal, and I'm starting to get this vibe. Everybody has the same problem with James Harden. They don't feel that he is as committed to a championship as they are, right? Which is a fair assessment, because if we're in this together, we want the same amount of skin in the game, and they don't feel like he's preparing himself for that. It happened with Chris Paul. It happened with Durant. And now it seems like it's kind of happening in Philly. And so we can blame all these other people, but at the end of the day, Harden has to make that commitment.
There's I agree. Kane's 954 says, Tobin, did you guys see Denzel Washington tell the Heat to tell that little guy to cut his hair? I did see that. That was great. The Heat got to meet Denzel Washington before Game 4. And Kyle Lowry's film crew put some of it out, and it was funny. He told Trae Young to go cut his hair. He should go with a different look. It's a bad look.
Makes sense why we kicked their ass.
It does make sense. You don't lose the game where Denzel gives you a speech. That doesn't happen. Come on.
By the way, Denzel's son is having himself a hell of a career on his own.
That guy was Romberg's training camp roommate.
Oh, really?
He was.
How'd those two get along?
I don't know. I mean, he went and did Ballers, so that's
that Romberg is a rascal.
He is. He probably said, "Get me out of here." And that's probably how Romberg ended up roommates with Richie Incognito.
Much better.
Is there anybody else this Romberg can go mentor? I'm like, we'll put him with old. We got this guy Richard Incognito. We'll see what goes on there. And then he taught him how to bully. Miss you, Roms. Just kidding, dude. So I want to get to this. So there's the story that came out. Israel Gutierrez did a really good story on Tyler Hero. Like I tell you what, Izzy, journalist, been boots on the ground. I've seen him at a ton of Heat games this year. And he's been working on this Tyler Hero story that came out, a big feature on ESPN that came out on Friday. It was really good. Really good. It really gets in. He talks to Tyler and talks about his struggles from last year and going into this year, and a lot of good stuff from Eric Spoelstra too about there's the conversations that they had, the expectations. And one of the big themes is just how crazy it was the year that they went to the finals, and they had 6 weeks off before the next season started, Leroy. No off season from Tyler Hero for rookie year, from rookie year to second year. And everybody turned that into calling him a bubble fraud. Everybody was out here, and they were dismissing Tyler Hero, saying he's bubble fraud, bubble boy, all that type of stuff. And so it just talked about he wasn't able to train and all that stuff. And then you saw this offseason just how, the guy got swole as hell, I mean, jacked to the gills, Leroy, and had a true offseason, polished up the game, and he's amazing this year. Guy was almost the leading scorer for the Heat, and went about a fantastic season where he's going to win Sixth Man of the Year. But there was this part of the story. One of the big features in the story is Chris Hero, who is Tyler Hero's dad. And just an excerpt from Izzy. Chris Hero is the type of dad who will call his son bro and feel it's completely normal. He's the type of dad young enough to casually use the phrase, quote, off the chain, but just old enough to not recognize that it's outdated. Former basketball player himself who still studies the game like he is playing. He has a deep connection with his oldest son and never experienced Tyler. And he had never experienced Tyler quite like he was in 2021 when the rumors started to swirl about a potential trade that would have sent Hero to the Rockets as part of a package for James Harden. He says, quote, that's where he started losing some of his confidence and wondering, what am I doing wrong? He wasn't at the arena as much. I think he felt like some people went bad on him, so he kind of stayed away. When the trade rumors came up, he'd often discuss it with Duncan Robinson, who was often included in those reported talks. Robinson says, we definitely bonded a little bit on it. It wasn't just the added basketball responsibilities and the subsequent failures fueled by the guesswork as to why Tyler Hero was struggling in the second season. Hero has more than 2 million followers on Instagram. They provide enough hateful ammunition in the comments and posts to send anyone into a funk. Quote, there was so many rumors floating around my name, the lifestyle, the girls saying that I got caught up in this stuff, which was never true. On the afternoon of February 2021, Hero was in his bedroom following practice, scrolling through his social media, flooding through the increasing demands. And then some of the excerpts, prove you're not a bubble fraud, do it as a starter, do it not off the bench, do it in the middle of a pandemic after a 6-week season. And then without warning, his girlfriend came in and revealed that he was going to have a kid. And so apparently that was a big thing that flipped the switch for him. So there's a lot of good stuff in there from Izzy, but the thing that made a lot of headlines from this, in addition to just how he turned it around, getting Drew Hanlon his coach, putting on the weight, all that stuff that fixed his jump shot. Because remember, his jumper was off for a good point last year and then kind of went on a run at the end of the year. But this is the thing that is that people are like making a thing out of. Where Chris Hero, where he says, although Hero didn't make the All-Star team, Hero needed more than a week off. Needed that week off as he needed his more than he needed his first All-Star appearance. Quote, there were a couple of games in there where he had some stinkers, Chris Hero says. And I was like, hey, it's okay, bro. Move on to the next one. Learn from it. Get in the film room. After the All-Star break, Hero amassed the best stretch of his career, the final 20-game span in which he scored 22.4 points per game, shot 50% from the field, and 46% from three-point range, while leading the Heat to a 15-5 record. Which brings everything back to the question with Hero. It's a question his father hears all the time. Quote, it's can he be that dude, Chris says. What are you talking about? He's been doing it all year. If Tyler Hero doesn't exist on the Miami Heat are a 500 club. Let's be real, dude. I'm not just being arrogant because he's my son. I'm just being real.
He's right.
I agree.
He's right. The truth hurts. You may not want to hear it. You may not like when it's said, but he's right. And here's the other thing. As a father, you want your kid to stay positive. You want him to truly understand the air in which he plays on a nightly basis. And there's a lot of things that can deter him from that. It's your job to let him know, hey, man, don't let that bother you. This is what you're doing. This is what you're doing. And so anybody that comes out and says, well, he doesn't start, he doesn't this, he doesn't that, he's one of the guys who's going to get traded. I commend this dad for coming in and saying, hold up. Don't worry about that. Go do you. And so Tyler has always found a way to get out of that funk. In other words, he's not soft as Charmin like Ben Simmons.
That's right.
Somebody says a bad thing about him, he's gonna fold up. So yeah.
But we forget about like this crazy, and that you can actually do this with the Heat's last 2 first-round picks because Tyler didn't have a true offseason going from the finals into his second year, and Precious Achiuwa didn't have an offseason. Like it was just drafted. Right. Here you go. You're in basketball.
Yep.
And so like you forget just how important that stuff is for these guys to make the leap. People talk about all this work that Jason Tatum puts in with the same coach that Tyler has, Drew Hanlon. And this guy's gotten multiple years to craft his game to get better. That stuff's important for these guys to improve and get better.
especially when how the Heat develop young talent.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like to not have that opportunity, you're just delaying it because you don't have time. So
Would be pretty sweet for Tyler Hero to cook James Harden this next series. Just be like, yeah.
hey, wait, well,
How
hold
about
on.
them
Whoa,
rumors?
whoa,
How about them
whoa.
rumors? How about that?
First of all, they got to get there.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah,
I'm not.
Don't lose.
I'm
Hey,
not.
James Harden.
I'm not dismissing it because that's
Don't
all we
lose.
need to see is Joel Embiid crocodile tears.
Do you think though that Tyler Hero, when he hears that from his dad, when he sees that quote made it, and that was the one that was the splashiest headlines, he's like, oh, Dad, come on.
No.
Or do you think he likes it? You think he likes that his dad's like that?
It's accurate. He's not out there like big baller brand.
Well, I always find it interesting because sometimes like I see a lot of, there's a lot of boxers whose dads are their trainers, and some of them like it and some of them don't. Like Teofimo Lopez's dad is crazy, and they clearly fight a lot. But then you got Kambosos' dad. They clearly get along very well. His dad's cool.
But the fight game is different because there's a whole bunch of trash talk. There's a whole lot of, mental mind games and things like that go back and forth between the fighters and the trainers and whoever the trainer may be. They asked his dad a question and he responded to that question with the reality of the situation. He didn't throw any cheese on it. He was accurate.
Yeah.
So
I remember
I don't think whether Tyler wants to deal with it, at some part of him is going, thanks, man. You got it out there. I couldn't say that, but thanks for putting it out there.
Yeah, he's been he's definitely been, I think Tyler has been much more, he's always a soft-spoken guy, but I think it's been even more like just he's given the media as little as possible because he just doesn't want anything being used as fuel. He doesn't want that stuff because he knows anything that he says is just like, oh, we're going to go run with it. He's like one of these guys on Twitter, like they always do those like start one, bench one, cut one. They always do that with him and Maxey and Jordan Poole. Everybody's like, oh, it's not even close, dude. Bubble boy, get him out of here. Brr. It's like, all right, well, we'll see. We shall see. We'll see what Maxey does next round against them. We'll see.
You know what? Tyler's fine, right? And I like that when he goes for the honest truth, that he has somebody close to him and he doesn't have to go to somebody, some friend or coach or whatever to confide in him. He has somebody that's been with him through the whole ride that'll be honest with him, and he trusts that opinion. So if you have somebody like that in your life, like, yeah, I'm never going to be mad at dude's dad. He's not out there, saying stuff that just isn't true. He was asked a question. What he said was 100% accurate. He really can't care if people don't like what he had to say because it's true.
I mean, like you come off the, like they asked him, he's playing in a role that he doesn't want to play in. As you said, like you look around a league where people get disgruntled as easily as any other league in sports, where they're open about how unhappy they are. And the guy has just kind of marched on like the good soldier. He said, yeah, I want to start, but like he is going to win the award for the best guy coming off the bench. He's been a huge closer for them all year. He's been scoring at an incredible clip this year. And he's made all the leaps that you would want a 22-year-old guy to do in his third season, which has been bunched up into a span of 2.5 years.
Right. But here's the deal. And this is why I actually said this earlier, is that the Heat do things a little different, but it doesn't ever stop you from getting paid. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And so from that standpoint, you can kind of
he's gonna get monthly paid.
You can keep fighting the good fight and understand what your role is because they're still compensating you as if you were the guy. So he's going to get paid for playing closers minutes and playing key moments in the game, right?
I still think that Mike Biamonte and the Heat should bring out the flamethrowers for the fourth quarter. I still think fourth quarter players should be a thing. Fourth quarter intros. I think
it would only work for the Heat because the Heat only have the Heat. Is this the only franchise you watch basketball and the only thing you care about, not who starts, but who's on the court for the last 7 minutes?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, it's just a natural thing. You know, I get it. You know, people have been doing things their whole life. I'm a starter. It's like Jazz Chisholm when he says, like, I don't want to hit ninth. I don't want to do that. I want to lead off, dude. I've hit my entire career. I've hit first, second. And it's just, it probably shouldn't be a thing. And I know Spo, he does this thing all the time. He like rolls his eyes and goes, this stuff is antiquated. We should, but people care. They do care.
You know what? It was one of the hardest things for me to get over, right? I came out of Michigan. I was the guy, you know, I knew coming into the league that, you know, they had other running backs, so I was going to have to get in where I fit in, right? Then my second year, I did pretty good, so I'm thinking, okay, time to get more opportunities. And Belichick took over that year, and that's not how they use running backs, right? So I was the leading rusher. I was damn near the leading receiver, and I never got announced for a starting game until my fourth year. And so just that, you know, it took me a while to just get over it and understand that your impact on the game has nothing to do with whether you play the first play or not. Because believe it or not, when I was in college, I never played the first play.
Right.
I always came in on the second play. And it was a thing that Bo would say to me. He says, for some reason, if you play the first play, you're out of control. You need to sit here, watch a couple of plays of football, get into the mode, and then you can go out and relax and play.
Do you think that was actually
I don't know why
that
that
like,
was.
why did he think that of you? Was that like a thing he saw in scrimmage? Like, do you believe
No, in the
that?
games. In the games. Dude, let me tell you.
Did you truly believe that? Like you were out of control on a first play?
Just on the first play of the game, I would get the ball and I would start running side to side, running around. I'm trying to score, right? Which is so far from the kind of football that I played. And he would say, hey, what are you doing?
So
trying to make something happen.
I think what you're saying is Bo thought you were a show pony.
No, really. That's where we went.
Texter writes that Tyler Hero's sucking in the playoffs. Another guy says Tyler and Bam, frauds, can't play when it counts. Another guy says, love Tyler Hero, but hasn't done bleep so far in the playoffs, but we do need him for show. Another guy says, Tyler, awful again in the postseason. His shooting splits are 36, 20, and 83. His dad can talk, but do it out of the bubble.
It's not like he did it the whole season, but okay.
No. This is going to define him. Four games.
But that's what we do. That's what we do.
Yes, I would say Tyler and Bam haven't had an A game yet so far in the playoffs. They've
3-1.
I thought that Bam had his best game the last game. Still hasn't had like a monster scoring game.
I mean, he was also dealing with COVID before the playoffs.
And Tyler was good in game 3.
Hey,
they just didn't win.
If I may, you know, if 100 and where they score last game, 110, okay, and Jimmy scores 30 plus, that means somebody's going to score less. Like, why does so let me get this straight. Jimmy's supposed to have 30 plus, Tyler's supposed to have 20 plus, and Bam is supposed to be 20 and 10.
Well, what is the thing that people want in the play? Like this is, and Spo will say
win.
This,
that's
like,
it.
This is going to be everything in the playoffs is game to game. Typically, like Jimmy Butler is going to be the best player for the Miami Heat, and yeah, I want to see Bam and I want to see Tyler ball out too. But if you're up 3-1 in a series, you've smoked them in 2 of the games, like not even close. Is your opinion that? Man, are you sitting back and saying, man, Tyler, Bam, Duncan, what the hell? Or are you saying, man, look what they're doing already in this first round series, and those guys really haven't gotten going yet? Or do you just feel like, is everybody's faith around? No, and the thing about Bam, like if you guys are sitting here and you want to dismiss the bubble, do it at your, I mean, like it's weird. Like we're going to go with playoff Jimmy. Jimmy's been cooking these first couple of games. He stunk in everybody in the Heat sucked last year against the Bucks. Like, to me, it's like I wipe it out of my mind. It's like everybody was terrible.
Could that be
clearly
the Bucks were that
team.
good?
Bucks were that good. Bucks were geared up for that series. Everybody was bad. but like it was funny. I saw like this. I saw this article about Bam's playoff struggles and like threw in the finals. Like, dude, Bam was playing with one arm in the finals. He was the best player on the court in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Man, that series against Boston.
He was amazing.
He was their dad.
He was amazing. So, and Daddy's gonna be here. By the way, Boston, don't lose to the Bucks. See you in the finals. This East is. You know what they're in for, dude? I'm gonna tell you right now, Leroy. You know what they're in for? Do you want to know what they're in for?
No.
Steve, you want to know what the East is in for?
What are they in for?
J-Fig, you want to know what the East is in for?
I don't know.
You want to know what they're in for?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to know.
I'll tell you what they're in for. But first, I need a caller. 786-360-0790. I'll tell you what the East is in for, okay? I'll tell you what they're in for, but you got to call first. If somebody wants to call, 786-360-0790.
You need time to think?
Stolen McGriff. You want to know what they're in for? Okay? Chicken Lips Tobin on Twitch. You want to know what they're in for? I'll tell you what they're in for. Leroy, is Big Spoon there?
No.
Is
It's
Zeus?
after 8 o'clock. It's after 8 o'clock.
Waddle Baby Waddle. You want to know what the East is in for? I'm going to tell you what they're in for. Well, first I need a caller. 786-360-0790. I will not tell you what the East is in for until I get a caller. 786-360-0790. Hold on. I got a call. Is the pot up? All right, cool. Hey, 790, you're on the air. What's your name?
My name's Larry, and I totally want to know what the East is in for.
Larry, you want to know what the East is in for?
Oh, yeah.
All right, hold on. I'm going to tell you what the East is in for. All right. Hold on. Hey, 790, what's your name? Turn off your radio.
Oh, this is I'm on the radio. Okay,
Yeah.
this is Toboggan. This is Toboggan.
Oh, Dr. Toboggan. You want to know what the East is in for?
Yeah, I want to know what the. Yeah, I want to know
Okay.
what the East is.
I'll tell you what the East is in. Hold on 1 second. Okay, dude. Hold on. RVA Richie, what's going on, dude?
What is it called? Does it include a monocle? Does it include a top hat?
It will tonight. But do you want to know what the East is in for? I'm gonna tell you what the East.
What?
All right, I'll tell you what the East is in for. Hold on, one more call. I promise. I'm gonna give you the answer. All right. Don't throw up your hands, Stunt Steve. Hey, 790, you're on the air. What's your name? 790, you're on the air. What's your name?
Chicken Lips Tobin.
Chicken Lips Tobin.
Chicken Lips Tobin. What are they in for?
All right, I'm gonna tell you what they're in for. Hold on right now. You want to know what the East is in for?
I'm telling you right. I'm telling you right
like
now.
that?
If you, I'm telling you right now. Hold
He's
on.
gonna wait 2 minutes
No,
and go to commercials.
no. I'm telling you right now. If you go to break, I'm gonna drive to the station and kick your ass. I'm telling you right now.
Don't tempt him.
790, you're on the air. What's your name?
My name's Eric. I'm getting the goosies trying to figure out what the East is in for right now.
Okay, Eric, you want to know what the East is in for?
Yes, please. I'm getting goosies galore right now.
All right, hold on. 790, you're on the air. What's your name?
The payoff better be there. The payoff. I'm telling you right now.
Don't tell me what the payoff is. I just want to tell me what you want to know what the East is in for. Mike, you want to know what the East is in for?
I think I have an idea what the East is in for.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. I'll tell you what the East is in for. Okay. People try and get cute with this. All right. You're gonna spoil the bit. 790, you're on the air. What's your name?
Hey, this is UCF Andy.
What's up, UCF Andy? How are you?
Not much. I want to know what's the East, what they're in for.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you what the East is in for. Ready? Put the camera on me, J-Fig. All right, but then also have Leroy.
It hasn't
there.
left you, so
Okay.
Okay.
Here's what the East is in for. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Go.
No. I'm not gonna go to break. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna tell you what the East is in for. Right?
It's been 4 minutes.
A rude awakening, J-Fig.
The hell is that?
Stepped all over
Is
it.
that wait? Is that the
Hold on,
sequel
let's do
to
that again. Let's do that again. Let's do that
Do it again,
Rewind.
please.
Stepped
Do
all
it
over
again. I'm
Right.
sorry. I apologize.
Hold on, I got it. Hey, 790, you're on the air. What's your name?
Yo, Indian Rasta.
Indian Rasta. You want to know what the East is in for?
Tell me.
All right, hold on. I'm going to tell you what the East is in for. A rude awakening. Be
is
ready.
that a sequel to the Star Wars movie?
Dude, the East is in for a rude awakening. Not a polite awakening, a rude awakening. Get your sleep in now, Joel Embiid. Get your sleep in now, Pascal Siakam. Get your sleep in now, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Get your sleep in now, Jason Tatum. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the East is in for a rude awakening.